Brother, today I'd like to remind you that you are not a slave. You're not. You work and you work and you work. You do and you do and you do. It doesn't leave you much time for yourself, for realizing what's really important in life. It makes you a slave. Brother, I'd like to invite you to stop for a second and look at your work life. Set aside the paycheck and just look at your work, plain and simple. Are you truly happy? If you could stop everything today and be given the choice to choose to do whatever it is that you really want to, and you'll get a reward for that, would you choose the same? Would you continue doing what you're doing right now for a living? Brother, I ask you to be honest about that with yourself. You don't have to tell it to anybody else, just to yourself. Are you happy with your work life? Because that takes a chunk of time of your day, at least a third of your day. Shouldn't you be happy? A third of the day? Another third, we are sleeping and resting and just watching television or whatever. That's 2/3 of life. Are you truly happy? Are you working the amount of hours that you would like, or are you working too much? Are you spending too much time at work, thinking about work, getting to work, getting ready for work? Have you been dreaming lately about your colleagues or your job? Because if that entered your dream state, that should tell you something, buddy. Are you happy with your boss? Is he truly appreciative of you? Does he see your effort? Does he see that you're doing your best? And does he tell it to you, either with words or with actions? Are you working in a healthy surroundings? Do you get enough sunlight, enough fresh air? Because that's the basics of life, brother. And if you're in an office or in a warehouse, you don't see the sunlight and the air is circulated, you're missing out on the most important thing that keeps us alive. Air, sunlight. What's going on with your colleagues, brother? Are you in good terms? Are they as they supposed to be? The positive aspect of your work? You know, we go to work because we believe the system is telling us we have to make money. And that might be true, but the system is telling us how much of that money are we supposed to spend on sending our children to get the best education, on buying ingredients or a car or paying for insurances or whatever it is, whatever society dictates. Did you ask yourself how much of your paycheck goes just to cover that? Mortgage, insurances. medicine? We end up spending so much time either directly on medicine or on going to the specialist as a doctor or to going to the gym to keep healthy, right? Why? Why do we need to do that? Because our work is grinding us. You are not a slave, brother. Work is not supposed to grind you down. Work is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fulfilling. Engaging into an activity because we understand that this is what it means to be alive. Engaging into an activity, experiencing, that's life. And work is supposed to be part of it, part of doing something. Not for the outcome, but for doing it, for the passion and the joy that comes with it. Because if you love your job so much, you would go there if nobody would have paid you. This is something that you want to do. This is where a job becomes a hobby, becomes a job, becomes a hobby. Those two things are losing their gray zone and becoming one. You do something out of love, out of the enjoyment in it. Remember that, brother, this is why we work. For engaging our body, for being alive, for producing something that it is for us. Not for somebody else, not for somebody else's dream or somebody else's box of how the rules and regulation goes when it comes to society. You are the one that determines how society looks like. You are the individual of what we call society. And society is reflecting you and me and us. And what we build into that concept of society, that's what's supposed to come out of it, right? It's a one thing. 100% of what you put in supposed to be reflected in society. Because we do it for ourselves, right? Brother, find that courage. Find that courage inside you. It's already in there. Not to keep you going, but to make the changes necessary for yourself. Not for anybody else. Just think about yourself without hurting anybody else. That's the key. That's the fine line between just being an egocentric schmuck and really taking care of yourself. Who will, brother? The doctor? The medicine? The insurance? Who will take care of you? Just you. Start with yourself. Don't demand anything from anybody else. Give it to yourself. Don't ask your wife to take care of you. Don't ask your boss to take care of you, or your job, or your children. Take care first of yourself. Take responsibility for yourself without hurting anybody else. Talk to people around you. Tell them that you need the change and you're going to give it to yourself. Talk to them about it openly. Love them. Tell them, guys, I'm not putting it on you anymore. I'm taking responsibility. You're free, brother. You are free.